Today we're gonna talk about map. Map is a method available on the array prototype. Map receives a function as a parameter and it passes into it every element of the array one by one. One important thing to remember about map is that it keeps the original array intact and it creates a new one. Here we have an array of numbers that we want to double. As I said earlier, map method receives a function as a parameter and lets you pass each element into it. Let's create the double function. So const double. Gonna use an arrow function here which receives a number, and what we want to do inside this arrow function is take that number and double it. Number plus number. Let's do it like this. I could also use like multiply it with 2, but let's do with plus. So what this double function does, it receives a number and it doubles it. Now let's apply this function using map on the original array of numbers. So we're gonna create a new array here, const, and we're gonna write it doubled numbers. We're gonna apply on this numbers array. We're gonna apply map with this function double. Okay, and we're gonna do a console log here so we can see here on the right side the values from each array numbers, and this is the new array with doubled numbers. So what's happening here? We're gonna go, so on the first run on this map, it's gonna take the first element, it's gonna pass it to double function here. Double, it's gonna double that number and return it. So the first element of the array of the new array doubled numbers is gonna be 4. It's gonna do the same. It's gonna take the second element and it's gonna do the same, pass it through this function, the same for 4. Now let's see the result. As you can see, all the numbers were doubled. This could be easily changed. For example, if you want to square each element, so we just create like a new function, square, which basically does the same, almost the same thing. And instead of adding each number, is gonna double them. And we're gonna create here squared numbers. We're gonna use again this map on the original array with numbers, and we're just gonna pass, this time we're gonna pass the function with square. Sorry, I don't know what I have with SQL. And we do here another console log with squared numbers. and we're gonna notice here in the console, I'm gonna run again. So this is the original array with numbers, this is the doubled, and this is the squared one. So as you can see, map, it's quite easy to use. If this passing these functions scares you, you could easily just do like this and edit here. Like this is the same thing as you would edit in as you would create a function especially for that. So if we gonna clear this and we're gonna run again, it's gonna have the same effect. But I usually like to take these functions and create them separately because it's more clean and easier to read.